All right, but man, today is Wednesday. It's June 4th. Welcome to the Dog Walk presented by Barstool Sports. Before we get into today's episode, I want to talk about BlueChew. Have better sex with BlueChew. BlueChew is the original brand offering chewable tablets for better sex. These erection-enhancing tablets help men achieve stronger, harder, and longer-lasting erections for sexual activities. Guys, be ready when she says she needs it, and get your first month of BlueChew free. Great sex is a few clicks away. Sign up at BlueChew.com. Consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. BlueChew tablets are made in the USA, and they are prepared and shipped directly to your door. The best part is that it's all done online. That means no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. BlueChew won't stop until every man is bricked up like a brick house. That is the mission. Make life easier by getting harder and discover your options at BlueChew.com. And we've just got a special deal for our listeners. Try your first month of BlueChew free when you use promo code DOGWALK. Just pay $5 shipping. That's promo code DOGWALK. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank BlueChew for sponsoring this podcast. All right, free swim time. How's everybody doing today? Don't
Good.
jump all at once.
It's officially, I think it's safe to say it's officially consistently warm out here. Yeah. But this morning it gave me I was kind of depressed because it's the whole I was supposed to, not drink as much this winter so I can drink more when the summer comes. I was supposed to work out this winter so I'd have a nice summer bod. None of that happened. Yeah. But at least it's warm out. At least we're getting a little more vitamin D.
Yeah, that's true.
I had to go down to the dungeon and get the AC units out.
Oh, yeah.
This morning, too.
That's right.
That's like one of those things when I bought my place I didn't even think about.
Which is kind of crazy.
I remember having this conversation on the mid-show.
Yeah.
I think that's maybe the most befuddled White Sox Dave was with you.
Yeah. And it was like I saw it.
His place doesn't have central AC.
Right. It doesn't have central. It's an old building. And I went to view it in April. Or maybe at the end of March, and I closed May, first week of May. So it was like you didn't need it, and I was just like, no, I was just like, you don't. I don't know. I just didn't think about it, and then it's not like they work great, but it's just annoying to not have it just be central AC.
Yeah. How many do you have?
3.
Okay, so one for your room.
One for the bedroom, one in the kitchen, and one in the
main room.
Yeah, like the family room.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Hey, if it makes you feel better, I mean, I know I give you shit about it, but I didn't realize when I bought my house that I bought a split level. Do you guys know what that is?
Yeah,
you guys have been in my house, so you understand. But for people that don't know that are listening, it's like it's almost you walk in. I have like one step to get into my house, and then it's 3 steps up to go upstairs, and then it's like 5 steps up, 5 steps down to go down.
Yeah,
so it's like 3 stories, but it's not really 3 stories, if that makes sense.
You have effectively a finished basement as one of your main areas.
Yeah. And I did not realize that apparently those don't get cold on the top floor. They have problems.
Heat rises.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So I kind of have issues with that too.
Yeah, but you have a hot box in your master bedroom.
Yeah, but it's not something I ever thought would be an issue because it has central AC. It's got a new unit.
Yeah.
It's I'm going through everything with this thing.
Can't beat physics.
I had them reinstall more
ducts
to just have more pump and return vents. I threw more of those in. Then I put a fan in the attic. I'm going through everything with this thing. So
it's still no progress.
We'll see. We haven't had a super hot day yet to really
judge it.
Let me know. But once it gets really hot, then I'm gonna crank that bitch down, and then I'll be able to tell.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll see.
You're a guy who wouldn't stay in his house if it was too hot.
No, that's
where would you go?
Dude, I don't know. That's selling factor right there.
Yeah, I could see you just posting up at a laundromat for 6 hours on a summer day.
Just wait. Have you ever
for the AC?
Have you ever been a laundromat guy?
Yeah. Well, yeah, but it was very short lived.
What was it, college or something?
Well, I no, because we had the dorms,
Yeah.
And we had the communal laundromat.
Dorms sucked though. Everyone would leave their shit in there.
Oh yeah, it was brutal.
It was the worst.
Yeah, doing laundry at the dorms blew.
Yeah.
There was just 2 weeks where my washing machine wasn't working, so I had to become a laundromat guy during that time.
I kind of enjoy it.
What, the laundromat?
Yeah.
Why? How could anyone enjoy the laundromat?
There's something weirdly super peaceful and very almost like 90s of just sitting in a laundromat.
No,
just waiting
wrong.
for clothes.
We've had this conversation before on here. But how long are you there? You're waiting for all of it to get washed, then dried, then folded.
Couple hours.
That's a long process.
Hours.
Trips back and forth when you go home to like lug it up the.
Worst part by far is by lugging it there and lugging it back.
How many hampers are
far.
you bringing?
I only have one, so it would be a loaded one. Don't get me wrong. I don't have it anymore, to be clear. I have washer dryer in my house,
but I feel like my washer dryer. Now I will wear like 3 different shirts a day, for whatever reason, but my washer dryer is always running, like always. It's not like it's laundry day. I'm like every day is laundry day.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that's interesting to me.
A lot of people are like that.
I know, I never really understand it. Like I get those things loaded to the gills, and then I get it done. Whether it takes
how often do you wash your bedding?
I wish I washed it more.
Well,
To be honest.
well,
I can be honest. It's a safe space. I don't lie to people. I wish I washed it more, but maybe every 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. So I'm doing it multiple times a week.
Are you?
Yeah. But I will say, like, the dog sleeps in the bed a decent amount.
Yeah.
So then I just, like, I'm going to make it and I see his hair everywhere. I'm like, well, time to change.
But I'll rotate. Like I got a couple sheets, and then I'll take that off and put it there, and then those dirty ones will sit there for a little bit. Do you have? I mean,
I feel like were your parents or your mom always doing laundry growing up? It was just like a revolving door of laundry.
I guess, yeah. I always said if you ever make it big, or if you ever could, build your dream home. We just had that draft. You definitely want a washer dryer like in your like master closet or something, or like somewhere in your room.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's a great feature.
I don't know. You want to be hearing that in your room?
Well, you could control when you hear it and when you don't.
So mine is not that far from my master bedroom.
It's nice.
And it does kind of make like, because I usually have a load in while I'm going to bed. So it's like ready the next morning. Like falling asleep to that like white noise, because it's like a very quiet machine, but you can kind of hear it. I think that's nice. A little white noise.
Yeah, I do like white noise too. I'm a white noise guy. That's similar to we toured that Naperville house that was like $15 million or whatever.
Yeah,
we put that video out like last 2 years ago. And remember those people that had like their standard laundry room downstairs, but then their master bedroom had a little washer dryer top bottom unit and top loader.
I think Dan has that, because I think when mine was broken last year before I got the new unit, he was like, you can just do your laundry in my basement. No one ever goes down there and uses that one.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that you're crazy if you don't have that, I think. You're not a white noise guy?
I mean, yeah, but I wouldn't want to hear my laundry going off in my room the whole time.
The buzz.
Some of them have the buzz too.
The buzz would suck. You don't want that.
No.
You don't want a shot clock.
Mine has a little jingle.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's kind of nice.
And I have it right now where they're stacked, like it's in a closet in my apartment. Same. And if they're both going at the same time, it's way too much noise.
Yeah, it's like
that's what my old one was. The new one is like
it's a thunderstorm in there.
It's like Kevin McAllister's furnace. Just goes off and feels like it's gonna murder you.
Did you guys have a laundry chute though growing up?
Have a laundry chute,
I did not. I always thought those would be so cool.
They are.
Those are great.
Yeah.
Awesome. They really are.
Even like if I go to my girlfriend's and she lives on like the 20th floor or something like that, 22nd floor, and like taking her trash out of the trash, I'm like, I'll get it. Let me take that. I just want to throw it and just like listen to it fall down the chute.
Yeah, me and my brother would just pointlessly like pass shit to each other through the laundry chute. Like drop me down a Coke.
Yeah. Down.
Just for no reason.
Just fucking tie up a pizza and just
lower it.
Give it to me the hard way. The hardest way possible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My grandma's house had the laundry chute, and we used to put a piñata through it for like people's birthdays, and that shit was
that's
awesome.
cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. Have you ever, or the very niche reference, but you guys have seen Home Alone 3, right?
I don't think I have. That's not the...
That's the first one.
It's with Max Keeble, right?
Yeah. Max Keeble. They have that little elevator.
Yeah.
Like I've yet to see a house with that.
Oh, never. You never will.
No. Yeah.
It's outdated.
I feel like there's probably a ton of like North Shore, Winnetka, Wilmette homes that have those little...
Well, I don't know what the elevator is.
You know what I'm talking about. It's like a little... I mean, I don't even think a person could go in it.
Mm-mm.
It's that small.
But what is it even used for? It's like just transporting shit from one level
Probably,
to the next?
I would guess. It's Chief. It's like a cupboard that you could send up and down. Almost.
What do you put in there?
Like a meal or something.
Yeah, I guess. I don't
for
know.
room service in your own house.
Someone who's like immobile.
Yeah, they also had one in Halloween H2O. If you guys know that movie.
No, we did have, not in the house that I really grew up in, but the one we moved around a ton. We had one house that had like, I don't even know what you would call it, but it was like central AC, but for the vacuum cleaner. So like you would plug, the vacuum cleaner wouldn't have a bag. You would just plug like the hose into the wall and then like flip a light switch, and then you would vacuum that room, and it would go and like collect somewhere. Like you would have a giant bag at the end of the.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And then you just throw out the bag.
And you throw out the bag. But the bag would be in like the basement, but it was like an air duct.
Oh.
That you would do for your vacuum. That's the only time I've ever like seen it. Was in that one house. We lived there for like 2 years.
You know what invention doesn't get talked about enough for being just making everything much easier? The Swiffer, as opposed to having to use a mop and fill up that bucket every single time, wring it out.
But I think there's a reason. Is the Swiffer as good?
It's not as good, but like you could definitely do it like if you're mopping once a month, you could do the Swiffer.
That's
Swiffer
one of those
once a
things where
if you stay ahead of it, the Swiffer's probably solid.
Yeah.
But if you expect to come into a
But even if you like spill a glass of something, you don't necessarily have to like whip the mop out. Then you could Swiffer it a little, put some water down.
Yeah, if you check it to a game where they're already down 3 touchdowns, it's like the Swiffer ain't coming.
Yeah, the mopping's for like the deep clean.
Yeah.
Or like the steam for the hardwood floors.
Yeah.
Ones. But that's one of those things where I just had this the other day, where I usually have a cleaning lady come once a season. I think I got to step it up to once a month because I spilled something and was cleaning up, and like the amount of just dirt that came up on the hardwood floors was disgusting.
Yeah,
you can't even see it. Like you don't like I vacuum because of this dog every single day. I vacuum every single day because he has.
You have to.
And it's like all my clothes too, where it's part of the reason why I do laundry, because if I just have like a black t-shirt or any color, because he's black, gray, white, and brown. So if you're wearing a white shirt, his hair is on. Your black shirt, hair is on. Like his hair is just fucking everywhere all the time. And but for whatever reason, I just don't notice like actual dirt, like dirt that gets on like the hardwood. And then when I go to like wipe something up, and I'm like, oh my God, like this is.
I'm living in filth.
So I scheduled Yolanda. Yolanda's on her way.
Yeah, you got to go to once a month.
Yeah,
that's with the dog for sure.
Yeah.
How do you even get it off you? Because even when you put it in the washer, like it's still there.
My dryer does a pretty good job of de-hairing everything. And I have like in my car, I have
the sticky thing.
Yeah, the sticky thing. Yeah. So like I always give myself a once over when I walk in.
That sticky roller is one of those things where whoever thought of that, bravo.
Genius.
Because
like
didn't take that much, but a very useful tool.
All it is fucking glue on like, yes. I wonder if it was like the people who, you ever seen like a sticky note, like the underside of a sticky note and get gross? You're like, hey, like this is gross, but we can use this. We'll roll up this paper and make it more sticky and just get it for your clothes.
Probably.
Great idea.
Probably. Isn't it shedding season now too? Are they shed more now?
If there is a shedding season, my dog does not subscribe. He sheds all year round.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I take him for
global warming, man.
Yeah. Bath once a month to de-shed him too.
Mm-hmm. So I went to Cape Cod this weekend for a wedding, and I think I just now want to officially just live in a lake town once a week for every one that we have in this country. We have so many. I didn't realize how lakey Cape Cod was.
There's lakes on it?
Well, obviously ocean. It's an ocean town.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, but a
waterfront.
I say a waterfront. Yeah. Everything.
Very confused.
Everything's a lake to me. I know it's the ocean.
Okay. All right.
To be clear, but you know what I was saying.
I was trying to think. Is there, because I have family that live. I have a cousin in
vacation beach towns.
Yeah.
Right? Is that the proper term?
Yes. Yeah. Because I have multiple cousins that live on Cape Cod.
Yeah.
And I was like, is there a lake there?
No.
Because I haven't been to Mass.
There might be for fuck.
I don't know, but I hadn't been in a long time, so I couldn't remember if there was or wasn't. But why do you say that?
It's just amazing. I wonder how much
you live in a lake town.
Wonder how much of the like how many of these that there are. Yeah, I live in a lake town, but not really.
You're pretty far west.
Yes.
Yeah.
But still, none of us really do. It's a city. that has a lake.
I mean, people go in the lake.
For sure. It's
and
a
walk
city on
along
the lake, but
yeah.
a lake town's a vibe, Chief.
For sure.
You know,
yeah,
it's a vibe.
That's fair.
And that's what I'm saying, where that has a genuine vibe, where once the season changes, it's all locals and it's a lot slower. And then once it's the peak season, it gets all crazy, rambunctious. It's exploding in population. That's what I'm saying. We have so many of these.
Yeah. America's fucking huge.
Yeah, it is.
I saw a map of like Europe, like the Mediterranean, laid out over the continental United States. And it's just like, we're bigger than, like, you think of like Greece to Spain and like how far you think they are away in your head. It's like Colorado to South Carolina.
Yeah.
It's like, just like, our country is so fucking big. And we had Alec Martinez on the stretch, and he was talking about, you know, now he's retired and he's just going to live up in northern Michigan for the summer, because that's kind of where he's from, like up by Traverse City. And he's like honestly, like, it's so quiet, it's a beautiful lake, there's nothing around. So he's like, you have to pack enough food for however long you're going to be there, and just like plan out all your meals, because it's just so isolated. I'm like, that sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah, like, I wonder how many houses there are in America that are just completely vacant for the most part.
Like their second homes?
Yes.
Until it's like beach town season.
Yeah, until it's the season.
I wonder, since like most of the time you're going to a beach town, you're on vacation, right? But if you were to plop me in there, like during my 9 to 5, and I lived there, like how much would it lose? How much, like?
Yeah, like, you wonder if you lived there full time, how much would the luster?
Right, like how much, like, beach towns are awesome, but obviously a big part of it is that you're on vacation.
For sure. And another kind of charm or sometimes annoyance is the local businesses are always great, but they never give a fuck. You know, they're like, hey,
stuck.
We're open when we're open.
Yeah.
We march to the beat of our own drum.
Yeah.
Like it or not, we don't care.
Yeah, we'll never see you again.
Yeah. I've always been lake over ocean, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I grew up on. That's why I called it that.
Yeah, okay. Because I don't really love the beach in general.
Neither do I.
Yeah, but like, we had these family friends that had, it was like a shack. I think they've added on to it now, so it's nice. But when we were growing up, my family had 4 kids. They had 4 kids. And this place was, like, it was so small. I don't know how we fit 12 people in there. But like, the walls didn't even go up to the ceiling. Mm-hmm. And it was just like in the middle of nowhere. And there were like bunk beds in every room, so we could like fit everyone. And then there were still people sleeping on the floor. I fucking loved going there. We would go up there in the summers, and then in college, and maybe like the first 3-4 years after college, my buddy would have like a big 4th of July party, and everybody would fly into Buffalo and like drive over, and we'd stay there for like, 5-6 days. And it was just, you just fucking drink your face off all day, do like water skiing.
Yep.
It's like lake life is just the best.
For sure. To me, it's more or less just a backdrop, kind of like, it's like there.
Oh, you're not going in the water?
No, like you said, I'm not like a beach guy.
Yeah, but if it's a lake,
sure, yeah,
you'll float in the lake.
Sure,
yeah. Okay.
But I don't. Even then, like, you more just hang on the boat kind of thing.
Yeah.
Let me ride a boat.
Yeah.
I like the boat, but I like getting up in the morning and you just like dip in, and then you float in a tuber with a little noodle, and you're just like, this is the fucking best.
That's nice, yeah. I don't know. It just made me wonder how many.
There's got to be a lot. I mean, if you look at like Minnesota and Michigan, like, they're all lakes. And Wisconsin too. Mm-hmm. There's just a million of those, like, as they say, Minnesota's the land of 10,000 lakes, but there's like, I think it's something like another 2,000 to 3,000 that are just unnamed. Like, so they have like 13,000 lakes, but they only like count 10 because the other ones are so isolated.
Just like cities where people flock to when the weather gets warm.
Yeah, which beach town do you think stays the most populated year round?
Probably like Cape Cod's up there.
Cape Cod's probably up there for sure.
Yeah.
I think like Ozarks. Ozarks is a nice.
Yes and no. Ozarks is actually kind of a pain in the ass. Have you ever seen a picture of the lake?
It's huge.
It is insane.
Yeah.
I think their fun fact is it has more
like coastline
than
because it's all like all those little, what do you call those, like fjords or whatever, where it's just inlets over and over and over.
Yeah, it's the most coastline of any state in America.
Yeah, which
is crazy, but it's hard. It's just hard to get around, like, because it's like
so big.
It's like it's almost like like a crazy leaf, like a marijuana leaf. You know?
I always thought it was weird how that the show Ozarks came out, and they said obviously a bunch of people started going to the Ozarks, but the show does not showcase it as some beach town. It looks like the slums.
Does it look like
I
that?
think it's known for that though too. where it's like you have like Patrick Mahomes has, because it's so big that you kind of have both. So Mahomes has like this palace on the Ozarks, and then I think probably the other side of the lake is like a different world.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it's so big.
Yeah,
like it could take an hour plus to get somewhere you want to go, unless you take like a water taxi.
Yeah. Have you seen that bridge? It's the lake that's down by New Orleans. Have you been on that? It's like the longest bridge.
Yeah, that's the one you're afraid of.
The
right?
water bridge?
It's something like that, but it's like I saw this video where people, because you get to a point and you can't see the shore on the other side and you can't see behind you, like people start like hallucinating and shit. That it gets like, it's like very trippy.
Maybe. I know there's one to get into New Orleans, and the water comes like very close to your car.
Yeah.
And it's terrifying. I hate that bridge.
Maybe
I don't know what it's
this
called.
might be the bridge. It's like Lake Champlain or whatever it is.
I don't even know.
Like Charles?
Yeah, maybe. That feels more
Like Charles.
Yeah.
Champlain's in like Vermont, I think.
Yeah, maybe. That feels more out there than this one like that leads to New Orleans, but it's fucked up.
Not
it's
a bridge
fucked
guy
up for sure. No.
Right.
There's also one I was watching a YouTube video. There's one in Maryland that there's a service that people are so afraid of it that they'll take you over the bridge. They'll drive your car over the bridge for you. I swear.
That's crazy.
Yeah, would you? But like, you weren't afraid of driving. You were, whether you were a passenger or driving, you were just afraid of falling in the water.
Yeah, to be fair, that's the only bridge I'm afraid of because the water gets too close to the car.
We'll see. We'll test
Which
it.
And you would-
seemingly,
Wouldn't you be more afraid if it was a higher bridge?
yeah, it should be opposite. I agree. It's a scary bridge.
The Bay Bridge in Maryland?
Yeah, it's like the Chesapeake Bay Bridge. It's 4.3 miles. That's a pretty fucking big bridge.
Man, do you lose your man card if another man is to drive your car across the bridge for you?
Isn't there another one like when you're going down the Florida Keys that's supposed to be like that too?
Yes, that's huge too.
That to me, like, look, I don't know like how deep the water is or anything, but the idea that you're just gonna like build a bridge for miles over the ocean is insane.
Yeah, I don't get it. But yeah, they're just literally, you go watch the YouTube video. Because did I tell you guys I'm getting that new rabbit hole now about Inside Edition?
No.
There's like, they do like these, they like check for scammers.
No.
And
you did mention this. Yeah.
They'll bring in like a hot water heater guy. And they'll be like, hey, we just unloosened a lug nut so it has a leak. Let's see if these guys are trustworthy handyman. And they bring like 5 companies over. And then they have them all assess it, and some are like legit. They're like, "Hey, you just had to tighten this. You're good. Like, no charge, or just like a simple service."
That'd be nice.
And then some guy walks in. He's just like, "Yeah, you need a whole brand new one. That's going to be $1,700." And then they just like pull the camera on him. It's so fucking fun.
What does he say? Like, I wonder if they didn't tell him that early. Like, would he bring in a new?
Oh yeah, there are people who just scam you. They just don't.
So like he would take the working one out and put a $1,700
Yeah.
one in. Yeah.
Yes. And then he'd probably use that one that you have to another job.
I was trying to see, like, is he actually dumb or is he being a scumbag?
Yeah. Like then there's guys like, they said they were going to clean the AC vents because they were dusty. And then the guy went to the attic and there was a hidden camera up there and he was just laying there like on his phone. He's like, all right, job's done.
They need to do that with the mechanics.
Yeah, for sure. I think they do it with a mechanic on like an oil change. And I forget what happened, but there's so many of them. It's fascinating. And they did a one with to see if the hotels change the sheets.
Oh,
Did not. Spoiler.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
yeah. We need to know, like, how bad do my wipers need to be for the mechanic to actually be like, yo, you should get these changed. Like, if anytime I could go the next day and they still be like, oh, you should probably get your wipers changed.
Now that's something you could see though. The air filters.
The filters.
The bad wipers will like fall apart.
Yes.
Yeah.
You'll see them stringing and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I think I can get another season.
Yeah,
out of this.
exactly. But yeah, that's my new Ring doorbell. They're fascinating. Did you hear we have a challenge we're filming this week?
No, let's hear it.
WS.
We probably talked about this on the stretch, or I don't know where we talked about it, but when the White Sox Dave said he could skate faster than you.
What?
I'm going backwards.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, ice skate.
Ice skate. Yeah.
So we rented a rink.
Is he still? We did talk about this a couple weeks back. Is he still the same level of confidence?
I didn't talk to him about it yesterday, but this is like.
Why does he think that? Because you guys went ice skating in Wrigley during the Christmas.
Yeah, we
thing
did.
they had, and he was holding on to the edge. So why does he think?
I will say that those were like exceptionally bad skates.
I used them too. I went there. They were just like the classic brown ones that are just. They have like it's not.
I was trying to give him the
wheels.
benefit of the doubt. We did do that. It was this time last year. We filmed that promo for the Stanley Cup, and we were all over at Fifth Third, and they flew it. You know, it was like we had a hockey skills competition thing. Mm-hmm. And I think of the people in the office, it was like me, Riggs, and Rudy were the only like people who had played hockey. And Dave was like out there like fucking around, like, because it took forever to get set up. So we were just like passing the puck, shooting the puck, whatever. And like he skates fine for like an open skate, like person who never played. Like he's Dave is a good athlete. Like he can stand on his feet and skate and move around. But like, I don't know. He just has this thing where he's like, I can beat you in anything. And it doesn't. It's like the same thing we did the basketball thing with Jack McCarthy. He's like, I can shut down anybody, lateral movement. It's like, no, like you can't.
I thought Dave was a worse skater than that because that one video he was like literally falling on the ice everywhere. But yeah, it's like every time Dave does one of these challenges and loses, it's like Voldemort getting one of the Horcruxes taken from him. Jack McCarthy took the first one. He's like, man, I lost my fastball. Now Chief's about to take it next after Dave realizes he's not as good of a skater as a former hockey player.
I don't even know how this came up though. Why did he?
This is like
I can't remember, but it's just like he just thinks he's better than everyone at everything.
What was that old musical where like anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you.
Yes.
No, you can't. Yes, I can. That's
just
Chief
Dave
all day.
Yeah.
So anyway,
But it'd be like Dave, I'm a better center fielder than you. I can reach over the fence.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, like I'm sure Dave is better than me at baseball stuff, but he cannot relent.
So you have to skate backwards. He's skating regular, obviously.
Correct. Yeah.
And is it blue line to blue line? Because for whatever reason, this is where like the Dave brain comes in. He twisted it to be like, oh, I thought it was a lap around the ice.
So I was thinking about this because we scheduled this yesterday. So I was thinking about it, and I was like trying to decide what is an advantage for me versus him, because I feel like if we're doing a full lap, that actually might suit me better. Because I think he'll have to really dramatically slow down to make a turn, where I'll just do crossovers and kind of maybe not pick up speed, certainly not anymore, but like I won't slow down at the rate that he'll have to slow down. I also feel like him turning he could fall, or like I could fall, but like the odds of me falling are much lower.
If they're laps, you got to have like some sanctions up, right?
Yeah, I think we could either. I was thinking that we would probably just go around the dots. So like, you go instead of going like behind the net, you go like you start on like each side of the red line. We go opposite directions, and then you're racing back to like where you started, but then we just go around the dots, so it's not like along the boards.
That might be where he gets you.
Why?
Where he cuts corners and then claims he didn't.
But we'll have cameras on this guy.
It's never stopped him.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter.
That was the best Nick Tarani line ever, where he was like, nobody lies about things that happen on camera more than White Sox Dave.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And on top of it, he will, it's kind of, I know you're not a wrestling guy, but it's like losing by hitting a guy with a steel chair and then the match is over. It's like you don't lose. It's just you lose because you got disqualified. That's right. So it's never an L.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
So that's
it's like the Andy Bernard. I don't lose competitions. I win them or I quit because they're unfair.
Kind of. Yes.
Yeah.
He just blows them up.
Yeah.
So what do you think? What are you going to decide? Blue line to blue line or?
Not blue line to blue line. It would probably either be glow line to far blue line or the lap around the dots. So I have to think about that a little bit. Maybe get moved.
I think goal line to blue line would be visually more appealing and easier to because it's like a standard race.
Yeah. I'm just thinking like when they do like the NHL fastest skater, it is a lap around.
You could do both.
You could try both.
They could do both.
Could do both.
What's your confidence level?
7.5, 8 out of 10.
Okay.
So
if you could beat him either way,
less confident than I was playing you in basketball. Say that.
If you think you could beat him either way, do whatever way he prefers then. So then he has no excuse.
Yes, that's what you should do.
Yeah.
Yes. But
he'll probably show up and not have skates.
Him?
Because
can you rent him there?
At Johnny's?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
At Fifth Third, you can.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about Johnny's.
We got to figure that out because that's going to be. He needs the perfect size, which who knows what is perfect.
He'll
size.
lie about that. Yeah.
Two
So give me
sizes higher.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think I'm excited for it, but I
am not.
Yeah, I understand why.
Yeah.
But I also don't. Is this one of those things where he's gonna be like, all right, whatever. I don't really.
Yeah,
of course.
Totally, of course. Yeah, well, you should beat me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know, but you said that's why we're fucking here, idiot.
Exactly. The one I'm more interested in is Chief. Also, years ago, this is something we never did. Is that he claimed 1,000%. I found the tweet. 1,000% that you can hit 6 out of 10. And then shoot the puck. Yes.
Yeah, which is that backboard thing.
Yeah, with one hole. Do they have that?
With one hole?
I don't know.
Yeah, with one hole.
So that you have
The
to hit
center
middle.
hole.
Yes, the center hole.
I said with one hole?
Yes.
But like I don't think it's that hard. Because the puck, like if I'm thinking of the right thing, I think it's like three puck widths in between.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just like, so it's a pass. Like you're just passing it.
So are you still as confident?
I think I can do it.
It's very precise, and it's from half.
But it's not like if I'm thinking of like, look, I played hockey last summer on Malisek's like men's league team. But if I'm thinking about like when you're making a pass and you're going full speed and it's like, you know, and you're a D and you're like, it's like those old Brent Seabrook like stretch passes, like if you can't hit the guy on the tape, like you fucking suck. And this is like a standstill at a stationary target. I feel like, you know, a person should be able to do that. It's not like when the Blackhawks do like the random person from the stands with a random stick and they've never played and they're standing on a mat and it's just like,
well, you're going to be on a mat.
Why would I be on a mat?
You don't have to be on a mat.
Okay.
I just visualize it. I mean, I don't think that matters, does it?
I don't know, to be honest. I don't think it would be that difficult.
You can't always like predict the ice, and it's still a half court shot.
That's true, but it's like a half court shot in basketball, I think, is harder than this.
Sure, but it's not just a regular net. You only have a little slit to get in.
But I think it's like 9 inches wide. I think it's like this wide.
I mean, Frank the Tank did it, right?
He did, yes.
But still one he had.
I will
one out of
say,
5.
I remember going through when we were debating this, and I'm like, because then it got to be like, well, what would Patrick Kane do? What would, you know, whoever do? And it's like, okay, like they should be able to do it like basically every single time.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I started texting like Dylan Strome and Kirby Doc and Hartman and all these guys that I know, and none of them were like on my side. So I'm just like, you guys shut the fuck up. So, because to me, it's like, how would Patrick Kane not hit that? Like, of course he would.
I just watched it. Frank the Tank nailed it.
Yeah.
He would nail it though.
Was that at the Devils game?
It was like a
minor league.
Yeah, Dolphins. It's so funny.
I guess if it's about like those first couple shots, you got to hit it once, then you just stay in that position and do exactly what you did the shot before. But if it takes you 4 plus times to find the hole,
I feel like I should get a warm up or two.
I don't know. I guess we get to determine that. Does he get a warm up?
I think I get a warm up.
I'll give you one warm up.
I'd say one. Yeah.
I will agree to one warm up.
Okay. I think I should warm up until I hit one, and then go.
No, he just finds a stroke. I'm excited for it though. I'm definitely more excited for that. Well, Dave stuff's always funny. It's always amusing because there's just no way that it ends clearly.
Normally, the only one that it like ended fine was his runoff against Cons.
That ended fine.
Oh yeah.
I guess Jack McCarthy ended fine.
Mm-mm.
He actually had some self-reflection after that one.
I think it was because he just didn't have oxygen to his brain.
Yeah.
So like when anyone else is oxygen depleted, you're like more like irrational. Dave's the opposite. Like he needs to be absolutely gassed for him to think normally.
We also eliminated all excuses. We eliminated all excuses for
Yeah.
that one. We're like, what are you going to say once you lose? He's like, no, I'll just accept defeat. And we're just...
Because I think Jack had 11 on him and like a short.
It was not that long of a stream.
No.
Yeah.
Right?
And like
I believe
Jack,
Dave stopped him 2 times.
but it was like,
Foul.
2 stops total.
yeah, but there were like fouls and like Jack missed a layup. Like like Jack McCarthy, like Lance, you might be able to answer this better than me. I feel like he might be like the best one-on-one player in the office. Him or Smokes.
Yeah,
'Cause
he's much faster than anticipated and has a real good sneaky touch around the basket.
He does.
He can get
Like
close to the basket, but not all the way where it's hard to, and you can kind of give him some contact and just kind of go whoop,
Yeah.
load it up.
He's got a
and it's hard to
very
guard.
good mid-range game, but then he can't shoot threes like at all. It's very odd.
So you guys are just doing a series of ice challenges?
It's just
Basically
two.
two.
Barstool
Yeah.
Chicago on ice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I forgot about that Winter Wonderland Wrigley video where he could not skate. But though, like, I feel like his ankles were like completely like, you know, it's like the old hockey insult, like you're a bender.
He
Like,
got size 13 skates probably.
yeah.
But yeah, that video was bad.
Yeah. But I think he can. But he on the NHL Stanley Cup one, he was much better.
He was strong.
He was stronger.
Well, better not lose then, kid.
Yeah, 7.5 out of 10 confidence.
Yeah, then hopefully that video will be out like next week, maybe. In 2
Yeah,
weeks,
probably.
maybe?
The following Friday.
The following Friday. Yeah, hopefully the following Friday, and then yeah.
I can't find
stay
this
tuned.
video though.
Oh, the Jack McCarthy.
No, the
I just found that one.
NHL one, the Stanley Cup one.
Oh, I don't know where that is.
That'd be on the Barstool main.
Yeah, probably. All right. Anything else?
Nah.
I think we covered all the bases.
Cover all the
Stay
bases.
tuned for Barstool Chicago on ice.
I'm also we had to push this back because this Barstool After Dark is going to be.
Yeah, I just got called up for that as well.
I don't love that. You
Which
stink.
this is on Wednesday, so you guys are people have already seen it.
Yeah.
I'll
so,
probably still be doing it.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll be, by the time you're listening to this, we will still be here trying to make 50 layups in a row doing the 3-man weave.
That would be hard enough. I just learned of all the stipulations. Like, one has to not touch the backboard. One has to be an alley-oop. Mincy has to make the 10th one. Girls are involved.
Mm-hmm.
Wheelchair.
Yeah, it's tough, but the 3-man weave is such a basic drill. You'd think you'd be able to do
But you
it.
can't travel. You can't double travel.
The ball can't hit the floor. I am not so. The only part of the 3-man weave part that I'm worried about is it's going to be like running the pacer.
Yes, exactly.
Like we're going to get fucking gas.
Yes,
Oh,
you
yeah.
will.
And then so like that part I think we'll do, like we'll go up and down the floor with ease, which we did that when we did like the little promo. But they put the clip of the promo where it was like, I missed a layup, Che missed a layup.
Kadek's pants fell down.
Yeah,
Kadek's
the
pants.
cohesion aspect, like you got White Sox Dave flying at 101 miles an hour around
he in it?
Kadek. It's like,
Yeah,
bro,
Dave's in it
slow
too.
down. Let Kadek get around you. Like
Yeah.
he's gonna be slower than you.
Yeah.
You can't. You got to somehow
But it
find a
is one of
pace.
those,
Stick to
yeah, you have to be able to find that is true too, because yeah, I don't know. It's going to
right. Like he was flying. There was a point.
Showing
But it's
off
like
his
you're-
speed. It's like, now's not the time.
Exactly.
Yeah, but like it's almost, I don't know. I think finding the pace is hard because your instinct is to kind of like, we got to get down the
Scroll
like,
around.
and like
It's glide.
you kind of have to, like you have to get to that next spot to receive.
Yep.
So it's like you're like, holy shit, like the ball's already there. I got to get moving.
Yeah.
So it's like the ball travels fast. You can't like really slow how much you what speed you pass the ball.
Oh, yeah, I'm not. Someone asked me this morning, and I said yes without even thinking. I'm not feeling good about this.
I think this is harder than the 41 free throw challenge.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Dude, even like Mincy making the 10th, I do not trust him to make a free throw at all.
I think it'll be easier than the 41 free throws.
I don't.
No shot.
Because even like you can't break stride. So like what happens when it's time for for instance, the no backboard.
Right.
You can't like stop and be like, all right, you do this. You're just going one motion.
I think you could probably jump, stop, and then.
But someone who's good.
I'm saying like we can't like bring a new person in during the week.
But that's
right?
the difference with the 41 is that
Change
you had
it.
Titus, who was going to make 20.
Yeah.
We brought in Pat Bev. We
Yeah.
brought in other ringers, like kid who played D1 at UNH or whatever. Smokes is good. Kirk Menahan can shoot free throws. Like we had a lot of people who could shoot free throws, and it came down to like like the Portnoy aspect.
Yeah.
We have like 7 different Portnoy aspects. Like Portnoy having to make.
It's
Yeah,
more
but,
team
like,
focused too.
You got to work with Mincy and be like, Mincy, that square, just throw it off that glass, and that's all you got to do, bud.
But even then, there's 7 more things like that. Where
Yeah.
And some of the best people, you're gonna have to be the finger roll guy to make sure it doesn't.
Yeah, like I can do a lefty layup.
Sure.
I can do a finger roll, I think.
But you can like call a tee after like 10, right?
I don't know.
I think yeah.
Oh, you
I
can?
I think
Okay.
like all right, let's catch our breath. Let's go to the
Yeah, you have to be able to.
But like
Reset. Because you have to. What if Mince is not there for the 10th or whatever?
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
I know. It's up, start at 0. Mincy's in the bathroom.
Mincy's on the phone call.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Conference
2 in the morning with
Yeah.
someone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can't have that.
All right, stay tuned for that.
That's gonna suck.
I think it'll be fine.
You want to do it then?
No.
Because it's gonna be.
The
I
pacer-
really think.
It's
Have you seen Annika try to shoot a foul shot or Megan?
a problem too.
Like we need, if we're gonna have a girl, we should have flown in Sydney Wells.
But like I said, I feel like they can. I feel like Annika and definitely Megan. Megan's athletic. They just lay it off the glass. Like that's
yeah.
layup is the most basic shot in basketball.
But like Tate was saying that he didn't think his girls' high school team that he coached could do this, Jen.
Oh really?
Yeah. Because like think of how like all right, you're the layup guy, and Mincy's like you're in stride, and Mincy's passing you the ball, and he passes it, at your knees, and you have to grab it and go up, and it's just like it's not going to be.
Yeah, it's gonna be really hard to have momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Pray for us.
Yeah, it's gonna fucking suck,
Be
dude.
tuned in.
Yeah.
All right,
I might go home now and take a nap. Get ready.
All right, that's the pod. Thanks everyone for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.